Transformers! Shark bait in disguise.
Oh dear, dear. Oh, it's down. The vessel is. Oh, it's back up again. The sharks come back with another attack. Warning, this toy review shows sharks attacking ships, ships sinking in pools, and generally a whole ton of fun with toys in the pool. If you have any troubles with that, maybe this is not a video for you. Well, hello everyone. We're going to take a look at a toy I've had for a couple of years now. It's called the Challenger aircraft carrier. It's a remote controlled vessel. It's been lots of fun. 5 years of punishment this has had, and I picked it up really cheap at some post-Christmas sales at a shop in Sydney, Australia. Quite a surprising little cheap toy. Well, maybe you can see it's got some dust on it. It tends to come out every summertime. If the pool's up, it tends to go for a bit of a spin. It gets neglected, it gets abused when it's played with, but it's still kicking on. I think it deserves a bit of a review. The edge of the box looks like that. You can see it was normally $70. I picked it up for $25. And that info there reveals to us it's a toy from 2010. The back of the box looks like that. It's a nice top view of this vessel. It's actually a really interesting looking craft. I dare say it's Russian. I'm not an expert on ships. I'm sure some of my audience are, and I'm sure I'll be making plenty of mistakes as I bumble along in this video. And there is the specifications of this toy. And also a reminder that that was another vessel that was for sale at the same time. Another side of the box reveals this beautiful picture of the craft. You just want it, don't you, when you look at that? Especially if it's only $25. I mean, that is cheap as chips. And another reminder here, it has got that special safety feature where the propellers only operate when it's down in the water, or if you have your finger in a very special spot, but we'll talk about that later. Well, it's one of these toys that came with a 30-day warranty, and you sort of think, well, it's either going to be busted before 30 days or go on and live on forever. This craft has lived on forever with me. All the blah blah there that tells you how to charge batteries, play with the remote. Because I'm a man, I don't read any of that. Some more blah blah in the back there. Sort of interesting to read, but also sort of super boring. This is the remote control that has broken the antenna. You can see some glue dribbling down there. It's a weird one because you can't actually turn this on or off, so that's an indicator of what we're dealing with here. It's like that cheap and nasty Chinese stuff, but hey, sometimes you get lucky. To give you some idea of scale, because it's one of those craft that's pretty tricky to tell how big it is, I've actually got a Lego minifigure there in a very nerdy way to show you how big and small this craft is. It's one of these toys which isn't super detailed, although you may argue, well, Leo, it looks pretty well detailed to me. Some of these things come on and off. I'm surprised a lot of this stuff is still here, but it's all fairly flexible. I really am surprised all this stuff here survived. I think when I bought this, you had to actually adhere parts to it or stick them in, and we'll get to that soon, I hope. Yeah, the children punish this thing when it gets given a run. The little planes are here. I dare say they're Russian, or maybe Chinese use these planes now. You can tell me. I'm not really into military riffraff. I do think these pop up, but they got like studs on them, so you can't really, it's not really a thing to play and pretend they're taking off. And I also think the helicopters can take off and fly. Put my hands in failure, oh no! Crash and burn. Nevertheless, it's got enough detail there to make it pretty obvious what it is. It's not sort of lackluster in detail, but overall, for what I paid for this, hey, it's not too bad. Came with a stand there. You really need that because the bottom of ships don't really let things sit up straight. Let's take a look underneath. Well, there is the beautiful shape of underneath this ship here. I dare say some people get very excited by that. I know when this is in the water, it tends to want to list over all the time. That's one little failing this has got. There is the propellers or the screws, whatever you want to call them. They spin very fast. I wouldn't want to get near them. There's actually a little warning up the end of the boat here. Yes, definitely heed that warning. Well, I now come in and talk about how I charge up the batteries, which are tucked away inside the hull there. To charge up this ship, you've got to connect the charger there. You make the connection there when you're finished charging to make the circuit again, but the battery's down in the hull there, and you can't get those NiCad batteries out. I don't like that because I'd much prefer to charge batteries away from the craft. That's a little charging pack, and what I've never liked about this is it tends to get very hot when it's plugged in. It's something you just don't leave plugged in all the time. Well, I'm just checking the temperature of that charger there. That's it in Celsius. If I push a button here, I'll get Fahrenheit. There you go for the Fahrenheit people. To me, that's a hot little charger. In the constructions, it does clearly warn about leaving the battery charge unattended. It's one of these things with batteries which you can't pull out while they're being charged. You really have to be careful where you're charging this vessel up. Well, I've connected up the power there. Let me get all this back into the hole there, and I'll show you how you can test this thing when it's out of the water. And it takes a bit of screwing to seal it up. So when the battery's connected, the red light comes on here, and the area where you can test to see if we're up and running is right here. You put your little finger there, and I can see if the propellers spin. I can toggle the remote control and get both propellers working together and independently, which lets this ship spin around. Now, what is a little bit bizarre about this craft here is in the constructions it says this is not a toy. Important, radio controlled model, not a toy. Now, to me, this is a toy. I can't really see it as anything else. I wouldn't call it a very serious model. It's just a toy, and it was a very cheap one for me at that. Well, the pool harbour's got lots of craft in here today. It's going to be joined by another vessel right now. So let's launch this craft, walk it over to the little tiny pool, and we'll give it a bit of a spin. We'll probably try and capture some slow motion as well. Okay, into the water. Oh yeah, it's a floater. My daughter is an expert at driving this vessel. We've had years of fun, haven't we, with this one? And I'll just get you to do some forward and backward sticking each way to try and turn it first. And my son's got a little job to do as well. My son is going to try.
Oh!
That's on the fail, and the camera's gone. Well, we've had some technical difficulties. It's the next day. The camera that got the splash by my son, which he thought was fun, has been wrecked. That's a battery that it needs to be strapped on to make it into a video camera, because it's useless with the battery it's got inside. It's a new Sony camera that I bought. If I turn it on, you'll see the problem. Okay, that there is moisture inside the lens area from that little squirt my son gave the camera. Ah yes, the joys of children and cameras that only take a splash to be dysfunctional. I've got that in silica gel. Some people say to put it in rice. I've never done the rice trick, but I think a week in this box, I think you've got to seal it up. Hopefully we'll suck the moisture out of that camera. I was hoping to get some very cool slow motion video using that other camera that's now wrecked. It feels like Groundhog Day to me, because I've done this yesterday and we then worked out the camera was not any good. So we're going to launch the boat again.
Hey.
Yeah! Well, our pool's got a bit of a shark problem going on. And there's another shark there. Ooh, it's going to come in for an attack by the looks of it. Whoa! Yeah, my son will be on the water pistol and he's going to try and shoot that aircraft carrier down. And my daughter is actually going to drive the boat, and we're going to do a couple of things to show you how it works first. We're going to do exactly what Daddy asks, aren't we?
Yeah, I hope.
I hope so as well. Yes, this vessel has a habit of wanting to list over. It's always been like that. I've never really seen it on an even keel. I'll give my daughter some instructions and I'll show you its features. I want you to do full stick either way, so as if we're going to turn the vessel. Okay, give it full stick either way, see if we can do turns.
What? What?
We've become totally dysfunctional. The first time this thing's malfunctioned. Why is it malfunctioning?
Yeah, why? Just why? Listen to the shark.
The shark isn't going to help. Oh, this review has a number of stories behind it. You know, sometimes things just don't go right. For the first time that I've had this, it just stopped working. We've tried everything to get it to go. I tried to give the batteries a bit more of a zap, but what I've gone and done is actually open it up, and I can start to see what I'm dealing with here. Maybe you'd be curious to see as well. I've actually got footage of this thing working yesterday, and then I decided it might be better if I have the children to show this and let them operate it, because it's very hard to actually run this boat around plus hold the camera. There's the two electric power plants. They still spin. There's some sort of universal joint thing going on there behind them. There's no rust on the screws there. As you can see, it's in pretty good nick inside. Right in the middle of the screen, that is just a piece of weight, and for some reason it's actually not sitting in the middle of the vessel. Maybe that's why this thing had a peculiar list. And there's actually another piece of weight right in the middle of the screen there, held down in the same fashion. I can only assume the cables coming from the propeller shaft area is what makes this craft turn on in water, and that's a safety feature. But there's a fair bit of rough nut hot melt gluing going on there. That's a bit of a sign of what we're dealing with. Okay, this is the electronics package. I know nothing about electronics, so I'm a dummy looking at this. Maybe someone can see problems there. Put it this way, it doesn't look like it's been affected by water, considering this is a water vessel. It was in its own little secure box underneath the back of the boat. Isn't the back called the stern? And the bow's the front, is that right? To me, that looks like it's in pretty good nick. Maybe you can tell by the componentry there whether we're dealing with something high spec or low spec. My assumption on something like this is most probably this is fairly low spec. Put it this way, I can't see anything obvious there. I can't see loose cables. I can't see like rust developing on things. Let's take a look at the battery pack. Yeah, so it's got a 9K battery pack. I'm always skeptical of these. They tend not to last very long, and I dare say, if I was a gambling person, I reckon this is the troublemaker. I might have just got lucky yesterday for the fact this thing ran. Oh, that's not a very good sign, is it, already? So let's call this 5 years old, 5 years of use. It sort of got neglected in winter time. I dare say that there is most probably our problem zone. Yeah, a little bit tricky getting this apart single-handedly. I might have to put the camera down. Well, then again, I might be lucky here. Okay, I think I'm starting to see where the problem lies, and I'm not at all surprised. Well, I'd say that connection there has just gone. It's amazing, it was working yesterday. Maybe if I'm lucky I could go and put a piece of wire between those two batteries there. It's going to be hard to solder up because it's all manky and dirty. Maybe I'll get this craft up and running again. The battery connections on the other end don't look too bad. It's only this end here that seems to be the troublemaker. Well, I'm going to come in and attempt to fix this. I've got some copper wire there. I will put solder on that. I'll put a dab of solder on the end of the batteries there, and hopefully make some sort of connection again. Now I'll put some solder there, and I'm just going to hope that I get enough heat into there to get that solder to bond with the clean end of the battery. Very important to have cleanliness if you're attempting to solder things. Okay, I got my bit of tin wire here. I'm trying to do this down through the camera, and I'll heat that end up first. I don't really care where it sits at the moment because I can bend it around the spot, making sure that melds in. Okay, it looks a bit dodgy, brothers. Don't be too worried about that. I've got a connection there. I can come in and bend this across and get a solder there, and then our batteries are connected. And I suppose I could have gone out and bought another battery pack, but hey, it was only a $25 toy, and I'm glad I didn't pay any more than $25 for it. You can start to see what's going on with that toy, can't you? Well, in the end, we got there, nicely connected there, so our battery pack hopefully will work again. Okay, I've tested that. It's got electricity again. It's all connected up. Let's hope it gets that boat running. Let's hope that was the only problem. While we're down here, let's take a look at something very special. Of course, it becomes quite dry when we talk about fixing things, doesn't it? Boys and girls, mumsies and dadsies. Look at this, the latest haul from the charity shop here. Look at these ERTLs. Now, curiously, this one hasn't been played with that much. So what does that tell you about that model? Ooh, look at this one here. Gordon. Look how long this thing is. That's in pretty good nick too. One of the twins, might be Donald, I think, number 10. You guys will tell me. I can't quite read that on the front. Or was it Douglas? Actually says Douglas on this side. There we go. I stand corrected there. And Henry. And look at this one here. I love them when they come through like this. Now, antique shops in Australia, you'll sometimes see a toy like that, and they'll try and flog it for about $45, $50, $65. Do not go there. Don't be tempted. Don't even think that's a good price. I sadly see that all too often, and it seems to be the game that goes on with something that looks a little bit trashed out. Mind you, look at that face there. We'll look at that properly in another video, won't we? And of course, there was one of those. They come through. That was, I think, the most common Thomas that probably comes through. And of course, there was that guy there from Cars. Is he from Cars? I hope he's from Cars. Disney Cars. And there was a bath time squirter there, which they're only a fairly recent thing, I'm pretty sure. Although it doesn't say a date on it. Yeah, I know that one quite well. Okay, I've got my battery here connected back up. Let's see if this works. I can do it dry by putting my finger there. I try the remote now. Alright, yes, we are back in action. So maybe we learned something along the way there. That looked like it was in good nick. I was lucky. It was a very easy fix, but all this is actually sealed. To open that up there, apart from some screws and everything, all that was sealed down with silicone. Very hard to open it up. Quite an easy fix in the end, but boy did it take time to get there. Well, it's starting to seem like Groundhog Day review. I'm back on the Sony camera and launch this vessel again, and hopefully we were going to get some footage of this craft doing what it does best. Mind you, we did learn about fixing little toys, didn't we? Here we go, and for the launch. Whooshka! Maybe I've said this before, my daughter's going to drive the boat and my son will soon try to shoot it out of the water. Here is your weapon.
Woo.
No more shooting the camera, okay?
Hey,
We've been there and done that. That's a Matchbox toy I recently reviewed. It's actually very, very good. Came from an underwater sub, which is somewhere in the pool. That's an earlier version of sort of the same toy, but sort of very different. And the craft that really this video is about is over here. Maybe I've said this before in this video, but I've totally lost track. It's showing its characteristic list that it does when it's in the water. Well, my daughter has a remote control and you're going to do exactly as you're told, aren't you?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, the first thing we're going to do is forward and back stick and try and turn this vessel. Go for it. Yeah, that's...
Smacking the other one.
Yeah. Quite a sprightly vessel when it wants to be. It's more of a speedboat than anything else. And it's been shot already, even though I said not to shoot. So you can see that it's quite maneuverable when you're controlling it with the forward and back stick. Yeah. Okay, give it double forward stick, see how fast it can go. Whoa, there it is. Whoa, just had a banger there. Backwards now, forward stick again. Let me spin it that way. Okay, forward stick, go.
Oh, like cuts through the water, like, yeah. And come back.
And back it comes. Whoa. Quite a sprightly vessel. And
Shark coming!
and apart from the sharks attacking it, it's a lot of fun. It really deserves a much bigger pool. Well, I'm going to grab the vessel and get some slow motion of the propellers in the water, and I'll be no sound in this, so maybe I'll just have to put something over the top when you see this next shot. We're going to set my daughter a challenge. She's going to try and dock with that Matchbox vessel right in the middle of the pool there. See how good she can control the aircraft carrier.
Yeah, and there's gonna be a shark.
A shark attack, is there?
Yeah.
Okay, you make sure you do your shark attack. Okay, I think the secret of this challenge is small inputs of power and controlled inputs. Go for it. See if you can dock with the other vessel. And we'll see the maneuverability this thing's got. We can see it goes very fast. There's a shark attack going on. And the boat has drifted and the daughter's trying to go backwards and forwards here. And there's a shark right next to that vessel. Uh-oh, we've got trouble here. We're caught up with the Matchbox little submersible craft is caught round the propeller there. I'm going to have to fix that up. Okay, with no assistance from SpongeBob, the boat is free. Off you go. And it looks like my daughter's going to come around. There's a fair bit of stuff in the water there. She's fighting through and come and dock with this boat, which is now very slow control inputs now, I think. There's a shark attack still going on here. No more shark attacks. Come on. Let her have a chance at docking here. Octonauts have been no help. They're sinking. Oh, here it comes. I think we've just about... I think that's a docking.
I win!
Is that a dock?
Yes.
I know one thing. It's a shark attack. And there's a menacing shark here that is going to cause havoc, I'm sure.
I win.
Uh-oh, here we go. It's having a bite of the hull there. It's having a bite of the jet planes. And is it going to have a go at that transformer?
Transformer.
Oh, Transformers! Shark bait in disguise. So we've had a bit of a play. I think you got a bit of a feel for this vessel that loves to list. Let me get my GoPro camera into the pool and I'll get some in-pool shots. of this craft in action. There we go. Wow. Look. Oh, there's a squid attack going on there. Whoa, don't chew up that little boy with the propellers. Oh, the squid's looking in danger there. Oh, the shark's coming in for an attack. Oh no, I think the vessel's going to... Oh no, it's listing a lot there. I think it's going to die. Whoa, it's been righted. Whoa, that squid is causing chaos. Oh, the squid's back on the vessel there. It's attacking the transformer. The squid's taking a dive. I'll just get one of the propellers working. There's a shark coming in for attack. Okay, go propellers. Now we're starting to run out of the battery. Now, as we saw in this video, the batteries in this vessel, they're showing their age. When we first had this, you got about 15-20 minutes running, didn't we? Yeah. I don't think we're getting that anymore. But it's always been a fun toy. Okay, let's give it one last burl around the pool.
Here we go.
Oh, it's coming at me. Nice control. Whoa! Oh no, the shark is... Whoa! The shark is still alive. The shark coming in for another attack there. Whoa, the vessel is looking very sad. Oh no! We're over. Oh, it's back again. I think that shark's going to come in for another attack. Whoa, this is very nasty left by the shark. Oh, it's chewing parts of the... Oh, it looks like there's a double shark attack. Oh no! It's looking very ugly indeed. Oh dear, that is a shark attack like I've never seen before. Oh dear, oh, it's down. The vessel is, oh, it's back up again. The shark's come back with another attack. This is a completely wild, oh my goodness. No, it's gonna die. It's gonna die. Oh, the shark is gone. I think it's gone. I think it's gone. Oh yes, a shark. It's final saying it doesn't work when the propellers are in the air. No, it's gone. The shark has won. That shark was absolutely menacing, and I think it's going to attack the camera next. Oh no! Oh no! I've been attacked. I'm trying to kill a shark. Oh no! Oh! Oh! Oh no! I'm in the middle of a shark attack. Oh! Oh! Ah! Well, the shark has taken bits off this. It's actually floated again. Let's see if it still runs. Give it a bell. There we go. Yeah, the battery's nearly flat, but hey, we punished it. We tried to kill it. It's still alive. Oh, this review took days to do. I seemed like I've gone through multiple cameras. I finally got around to looking at a toy which has earned its stripes in my books. Very inexpensive, and it's been a lot of fun, even though it wants to list all the time. Well, we had fun in the pool, didn't we? We played with the remote control toy that we've had for years. What do we say at the end of our videos?
Thanks for watching, and bye for now. Num 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 num. Yeah.
Bye now.
Bye.
Okay, here's a question for right up the end of the video after the children have said goodbye. How much would you pay for this vessel here? Remember, I only paid $25 for this thing. It's been a fantastic little vessel, but we've seen inside, we've seen what sort of build quality it is. Was this thing ever worth, let's say, $70, $80? Well, after all that punishment, it still works. Battery's a bit depleted, but it's a whole ton of fun. Ships tend to have bottoms which don't want to make them stand up straight. It's got a nice shape, it's all out of focus. and we'll work our way up to the propeller end, which is where the business end of these ships are. It's where the power plant joins the water in a sense. And there is the propellers there, and all I know is I wouldn't want to be near these guys when this thing is running because they can be quite high something, but I can't remember what they, boys and girls. Now it's quite manoeuvrable. Oh, that's if the remote control doesn't lose its antenna. My daughter is an expert at driving this vessel. Ta-da! And my son has got the mission to try and shoot this vessel out of the water. Do you think you can do it?
Yeah.
It's not proportional, so you're going to get full hog. Oh, well done. Yeah, stick the other way. My son's shooting at it. Yeah, it's not proportional the way this thing goes, and it's gone over there. Come on, back this way. Well, I'll give my daughter a bit of a challenge here with Thomas on my aqua noodle tracks. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, he's taking a dive already. So we learned a lesson about not squirting the camera, didn't we? No, no, no.
Yes, yes, yes.
So finally I got round to looking at this remote controlled toy, which I was always impressed with. The camera which got the splash of water was the Sony RX100-4. It's the camera that also did the fantastic slow motion in this video, and it took about 4 days to extract the water from the lens using silica gel. I also found another major fault with this camera, and on a sunny day if you're shooting outside, the camera will basically suffer heat stroke even when you're shooting 2K. It's really weird for a camera that so many people reviewed and spoke highly about. I tell you what, I could pinpoint quite a few major faults that this camera's got, and it's really sad that some of these tech reviewers on YouTube don't do some more thorough homework before they start talking about stuff online. Maybe I need to come in and start doing my own tech reviews to straighten things out. What do we say at the end of the videos?
Thanks for watching and bye for now. Yeah.